On. Apparently, I'm hopping in the middle of this. Worlds collide. Here. I can't hear, Franklin, if you're going or not, but I presume I am at this point. Common this thing. Let me double check on that. Oh, it turns out everything's working perfectly. All right. Total last second. What's up, everybody? We're watching some Worlds Collide. I'm Andrew. I am a terrible runner at this game. I tend to play the Seed of the Weeks all the time. Looks like we got Jexy, Hefe, and Lunar Chimera all racing in what seems to be a really short seed. I don't really know what to make of this. No Espers, 2 dragons, 3 characters required. I have no clue what the flags are. I'm sure, Franklin, you might want to message me just so I have some info here. You're not commenting, it's all you. Perfect. So I guess this is me all going. Let's see. Commands. I have no clue what the flags are on this seed. So I'm just going to be winging it right now. It looks like we got Jexy. Jexy is up in the Imperial camp. I just saw somebody go there a couple seconds ago, so I presume that there is something of importance here that he may or may not dip out of. Looks like everybody started with Sabin, Strago, Realm, and Umaro, or at least or maybe 2 or 3 of them have been part of the early checks. Umaro seems to be the only one that Jexy doesn't have ahead of everyone else. So, hey, what do you mean? Okay, Franklin just sent me all the flags. We're gonna find out what just happened. What's going on in this bad boy? FF6WC.com if you guys want to go check out this game. If you're all about it. Okay, so it looks like we've got character gating, intro preset, 3 characters required. 2 for the dragon, 2 dragons. If you want the Esper or the statue skip, you got to go get 7 Espers. We'll see what everybody ends up getting to. We've got started with 3 characters. Character stats are boosted. This is supposed to be a quick seed, it looks like. So it looks like, okay, so we got, everyone's got unique things. This really looks like a seed that was meant to go really fast. See if there's anything else that's super special here. It's all progress 2.5 though. Oh, there we go. That is the interesting part, that everyone's going to probably try not to get those 7 Espers or too much Esper progression. Looks like the Imperial camp has had the Yeti. Oh, the Yeti. Yeti seems to be going for the Yeti. I guess it makes sense if you're going to do it. If you're going to go into KT and not do a statue skip, you probably want to have a couple decent parties so you don't have to dip in and out a bunch. I'm sure everybody's going to level up a decent amount before they end up going into KT. But I mean, I can imagine with Realm, with Sabin, you've got some good magic, you've got some good strength. And with stats boosted, Strago could potentially be a crazy magic. Oh my goodness, I just looked at everyone's magic power. What? I think I saw Strago there at 80 on Hefe's screen. What? What? No, that's... What? Okay, this could potentially be... If they get the right stuff, and they get the right levels from those dragons, this could be sub 1 hour. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised. I tried to beat a sub 1 seed once, and tough on my end, but kudos to anybody else who could do it. It looks like we get the Barren Falls from, it's just finished up on Hefe's, and Lunar Chimera is over there as well. I'm curious what everybody's looking for right now, if it's all levels. We got that 8x experience multiplier, gold multiplier, and magic multiplier at 5, so let's see. Everybody started with $2,000, so that's enough money to buy some snack foods and stuff. What else so there's no elemental shields. What else was in here? No EXP eggs, no Illuminas, no Ultima, no free progression. The retort switch is off. Interesting. And it looks like... I want to see if the dragon shuffle is. So the bosses and dragons are not shuffled. So I'm presuming that everybody here is trying to get some form of leveling, or at least some advantage, maybe with some espers before going into KT, because everybody's got 4 characters at this point. Lunar has 2 espers, Hefe has 1. And I'm presuming that everybody's going to be getting some espers at this point to get some magic spells for all these magic users who are super powerful, yet have nothing super strong on them. We got Hefe over at the Larry, Curly, and Mo fight, which I'm guessing, on the background, as I've been staring at the flags and not the screens, is over in Esper Mountain here. We'll find out in a second. And Lunar's screen, Jexy finishing up Barren Falls. Yup. So... Hefe and Lunar are overlapping each other. Hefe's down 1 realm, but seems to have a little more HP going into this. So we'll see what happens. Jexy's got, looks like, Phoenix Esper. Not really offering that much in terms of offense. Ooh, that magic power is sweet on everyone right now. Wow. Jealous, guys. If I had that much magic power in real life, ooh, I'd be so happy. I'd be so happy. Imagine having that magic. Like, oh, that'd be so cool. I'm just saying, like a Fire 3 spell somewhere in your life. I mean, if you think about it, like, if you were to have spells in real life, Fire 3 would be the most. Like, you're gonna start a campfire somewhere, right? Maybe you need, like, Fire 1, like, Fire 2 if it's just like a windy day. Fire 3 would just, you know, is like bonfire stuff, but you wouldn't really need ice that much. Maybe like ice 2 occasionally if you're down at the beach and you got a whole cooler full of stuff and you're like, everything's all warm. I can't imagine Bolt though. maybe Bolt 1 to like jumpstart your car. But Bolt 2 and Bolt 3, you never need that in your personal life. Everyone is overlapping here at Esper Mountain. It seems like everybody's kind of following the same steps. Ice 3 is good for hot days. Oh, dude, ice. No one wants frostbite on a hot day. Ooh, get maybe like I would maybe ice 1, like a good towel. Get it cold, put it in the back of your neck, and just like chill on the beach and maybe toss a refreshing beverage on top of that. Ooh. Or just like have some ice, get some ice 1, have a cooler ready to go. Also, I don't know how you get magic points. I'm assuming it's like the same thing like Snapple caps. You collect a bunch and trade them in for magic points. Oh, Jexy's still on Valerimo curly fight. We've got go outside and beat up some birds and rap. Oh, it's a weird thing about all these games. You go out and you kill a bunch of nature, and then you feel better about yourself, and then you can be more destructive. I just saw that Speed 2 Esper there. Pretty sweet. That Jexy was just looking at. We got a Tamaza check here. Something super terrible. Maybe a Magus hat, which I don't use too terribly much. Someone's getting some Revivifies and sleeping bags. I'm curious when everybody is going to be making the dragon check. I can't imagine everybody's doing statue skip. You don't think the runners realize that fixed encounters are original in this seed? Okay. So if they were to do Burning House, all they would need is some Ice 3. Oh, you know what? I gotta say this. Jexy just picked up some Marvel shoes. I like the Marvel shoes. There's almost no chance in a decent run that you'll ever really need them, but I love them. I'm a big fan of casting haste on really long battles on my characters. It makes things go super fast, especially KT, when you get to the final boss. First thing I do is cast Haste 2, just so I can outpace all the other spells and attacks on me. One of my little tricks that nobody else does, but there's also a reason why everybody else is faster than me at this game. We got Lunar is in the Burning House. We got Hefe up in Mount Colts, fighting a Senior Behemoth. And we got Jexy up in Narsh. Is this the Kefka at Narsh check? Is there some Kefka at Narsh? We're gonna find out. Kefka at Narsh? Kefka at Narsh? We got some Kefka. Got a little bit of divergence here. We got everybody's still on the same checks. But it seems like it's all gonna come together based on what everybody finds at this point. So if somebody finds a new character, then we're gonna see some real, like, some heavy divergence. But if everybody's kind of just overlapping each other's checks, then who knows? Ooh, Black Dragon. How to Train Your Dragon. Starring Jay Baruchel. TJ Miller before, you know, he became a little infamous. All right, so we got our first dragon fight. Okay, so we're in Dark World Narsh here. So we got our first fight. First dragon, red dragon. All you need to do is cool him down. The little cooler spell. We got Senior Behemoth 2 up on Hefe's screen. Keeping him cool. We got two hot sections of the game going on here. We got some red dragon on Jexy. Lunar right over there. Burning House. Red dragon is down. Durgan is schmurgen. As Jexy rushes through all the menus. We want to know what you got. Economizer. Economizer to me is like really good early if you get like an early like Fire 3 or like a Bolt 3 or something, and it's like early on and you got like all you're doing is magic. Late game, I find that offense, physical offense, because you have all these things that can do a lot of multiple enemy and multiple hit on single enemy attacks. Doesn't seem to be as useful to have the economizer, especially when you have ethers and elixirs and all that stuff. Just takes up a slot. But we got Shote over on Hefe's side. To find out what that does. Shote. Shote's got that Bolt 2 and Haste 2. Ooh. A little bit of Quake too. So I saw one of the Espers has Float. I doubt we're going to see Quake Float strats. I don't think I've ever seen an FF6 Worlds Collide person ever use Quake Float strats. I don't think I've ever seen it. So, just saying, possibility. It might, I mean, Quake is a powerful spell. I think it's a little bit better than Meteor, maybe? Somewhere, it's not Merton, but it's really powerful. It doesn't work on the floating enemies, but it does a lot of damage, and it can heal you on like at the same time if you equip a bunch of Gaia gear, or if you're floating, it does nothing to you. So it's kind of like Merton Jr. in a way. We got Tritok at the end of the Burning House, so this is going to be a tough one. Tritok is only going to be taking physical damage from things that ignore defense, from fire spells, and from Umaro's Rush there. So seems like everybody's got a fire spell, light level, a little bit of slots being played. So Jexy is handling the Doom fight. So see how that goes. And we have Sir not appearing in this film. Is still at one character. Hopefully, Sir, though, is going to get... All right, Hefe is making their way up the mountain. The Sunflare roll. Oh, gotta love Sunflare. It's Bahamut is one of my favorite Espers to use for sure. Oh, we got a character. Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Shadow. Give me Shadow. Give me Shadow. Original Shadow. Yes! We got Ninja Turtle Shadow! Yes! Ah, Shadow is my favorite. He's not a character who starts with great stats compared to everybody else. Realm has the magic, Cyan and Sabin have the attacks. Shadow's kind of medium, generally in terms of starting stuff. But he's got two things I love. Vanilla Shadow has, alright. Ooh. Let's see, who's, I don't think Shadow's gonna replace anyone. Shadow's stats are whoa, Shadow just replaced Sabin. Curious what Lunar is thinking with this thing. So Shadow has a couple things that I love. Shadow has Doggo defense, which I love. His Dog Interceptor every once in a while will block a physical attack, and then retort with Interceptor's own attack, which is physical damage, which at a low level saves your rear end a lot. I can't even describe, like, when you get that Doggo... I don't know if Doggo defense can block on Calmness, but Doggo defense has saved me so many times. Shadow's innate ability to throw as well is really good. Will generally do at least 9999 damage towards the end of the game if you've got the right gear. Shuriken, I believe, will ignore defense, or at least will be consistent physical damage. So Dog can block Calmness. Nice, Ash. So it seems like, to me, Shadow's a good pick. Those fire schemes with enough magic power and all that stuff behind it can eventually become really powerful. Throw will eventually just sort of be outdone by some later game stuff. If you end up getting Merton, if you end up offering Genji Glove Atma Weapon or Illumina, Ragnarok, whatever your weapon of choice is. Shock late game is not always as great compared to having really good throw stuff. But it, or like having level 3 spells. But I gotta say that if you have throw, it's a good early game, mid game, and if you're not super high leveled, late game consistent thing, and I love it. So Shadow's one of my favorite characters for that. Bottom tier, thank you for the raid so much. Share with us in the chat. What were you doing? What was going on? And if you're okay, so you're a Worlds Collide player. That's awesome. Nice. Nice. Well, welcome everybody from Bottom Tiers chat. I'm Andrew. I am commenting this one. I just kind of walked in on this and started commenting. I'm also a Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide runner as well. I'm pretty terrible. Oh, Bottom Tier, you play actively. Oh, cool. I do the Seed of the Weeks, and I'm generally at the bottom. I kind of know how to do all this stuff, but I don't practice too much. I just kind of pop. Oh, did we get some Quake strats? Yes. Yes. We got them Quake strats on Doom. Everybody pay attention to FA Screen. Shadow, we got a little floating continent action and some true divergence now with Lunar Chimera all the way up there. Because not many people are going to be doing that Burning House. So Shadow is kind of a good divergence. I don't know what everybody's chasing right now. With considering we have all these low things, if everybody's just trying to level up. I feel like dragons might be the place to do that, but everybody may not be chasing them right now, or have other things in mind. I may be looking at bad strategy from my perspective on it. But these guys are the pros, that's why we're watching them. Gotta love Quake strats, though. Oh, I just want to see another Quake come out. Oh, I'm just waiting for it. Fine. You know, go get your stuff. Go get your 50 magic points and learn all your spells. That's fine. And go get your Esper, also known as Raiden. Which Raiden and Odin are really good in the last thing. If you don't have any insta-kill spells, I'll usually pack them in my Esper group towards the final end of the Kefka Tower just before the final fight. Just so I can get the insta-kill on the Kefka statues that are vulnerable to insta-death. We got a Tritok. Okay, so we're on repeatable bosses, and Jexy is going to get his second Durgan. Now, each of the dragons is weak to some sort of status effect. I forget Gold Durgan. I think it's I think Gold Durgan's weak to Berserk, so it doesn't cast all the spells. But I know that was it? White Dragon is weak to Mute, and one of them's weak to Muddle. So that's kind of how you can take down the Durgans. We got twin moments here, twin defeats of their respective enemies. Tritok is down for battle 1 up here in the floating continent. Jexy is getting a Genji glove. Now, I haven't been looking at everybody's weapons, so I don't know what everybody's holding. Hopefully somebody's got some Ragnaroks, maybe some Atma weapons, maybe Illuminas. Actually, there are, if I look at the flags, let's check our, we've got no Illuminas, so that they're very likely not going to be found, if at all, probably not ever. Stronger Atma weapon is on, although everyone is very likely not even close to being able to use that. So if there's some Ragnaroks around, that could be super useful. Ragnaroks, VK knives, or Valiant knives, VKs. I don't know why I said VK. We got this Quake hype. We got more Quake. Look at that. 3,000 on Guardian, who generally has way too much. We got Fun Bobby in the bottom corner with Lunar. Dropping some Aqua Rake, which apparently does a lot of damage. I've always known Fun Bobby is weak against Fire and Bio. Bio is one of my favorites because when you use it on an enemy and it ends up being a long battle, it just ends up doing more and more damage for some reason. And just like when you've done nothing, you see like 2,500 health taken off. Ooh, it's so moist. So we got gonna get them earrings. Jexy's gonna sell them Ooh, we found Cyan in the floating continent. And is there a possibility of Cyan swapping out somebody? Don't know. Save the dog. Save the dog. Don't do it. Save the dog. realm is going bye-bye as Cyan makes his way into the party. Wow. That is a bold choice. But then again, not everybody has a ton of strong spells right now. So I can just truly understand this this play right here. Got Bowser's Mansion. This Guardian fight's still going. Just need more Quake. Got a fever. And the only prescription, more Quake. Oh, did Jexy fight a separate painting? Usually don't see this background here. Umaro is... It's the original painting. Oh, weird. I just never see that background. It's usually the generic background for when I play. Floating Continent with Teenage Mutant Ninja Shadow. Going around. Floating Continent, I used to really hate going. It was always so much time. But I feel like if your goal is to get a lot of espers and to go quick, and have a potential of getting 2 characters, Floating Continent is a good bundle. It's, I would sometimes do it as early as possible, but it's really easy to wipe on the thing. So it's a huge risk if you're not at least somewhat prepared to go up, because you could end up finding like a Magimaster and just end up wiping a lot of time too. Something you're not, some boss battle you're not prepared for. Ooh, a Striker. FA is doing a little repeat of what we've already seen on Jexy's side. We've got second Durgan about to go down. No Durgans on Lunar's side yet. So, you know, we'll see. Lunar's found the alternate paths. So this is something you don't always see is a save up in the Floating Continent. Because me, I'm a rock star. I just go. I usually never see this background when I'm doing the Bowser's Mansion, so that's pretty interesting. For me to watch this. So, ooh, Inferno. Inferno is a tool. I don't like Inferno. It's 3 parts. Inferno is 3 parts. The middle part is the one you need to kill. The hands are generally pretty easy, so it's not too bad of a fight, but you're still fighting 3 enemies. We got some spicy chicken. Get that bio. Get that. Now he's strong against fire, so you need to rock ice. He's weak against stop is the big one that you tend to want to use, but usually if you find a stunner, that's usually a good time to use spicy chicken. Use it on spicy chicken. Speaking of spicy chicken, this segment is brought to you by Frank's Red Hot Sauce. No, it's not. That's a complete lie. Oh, in terms of the hot sauces, though, I gotta say, Cholula is my jam. No Tabasco, no, none of the Tapatio, but Cholula is my jam. I am so happy to put that on all my food. It's not too hot, but it's also got like flavor to it. It's super flavorful. I talk for a living. Some okay spells, but looks like a little bit of status boost on Kieran, one of my favorite espers, because you can use Kieran to drop yourself a little regen on the final KT fight, which is good if you're really getting wrecked and you just need that consistent health up and you don't have a lot of cure spells. Also can fight against that one attack that slowly takes away your health, but doesn't really, it's not poison. So I like Kieran, one of my usual 4 that I take into the final fight if I can, along with the other ones would be Raiden, Odin, Siren. You got Fenrir and Golem for calmness protection. Yeah, one of those usually makes it in there in the way, or a bunch of those usually make the way. Sometimes you see a little bit of phantom if people need to use vanish strats to prevent calmness, but you know. Yeah, more regen strats. I'm a big fan. Cure rings were one of my favorite early game things because, you know, when every little bit of damage means something, you really need cure rings. All right, we got 34 people in the chat right now. If you guys aren't following, I would recommend giving a follow, whether to Jexy, Hefe, Lunar Chimera, or to Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide. If you guys are big fans of Final Fantasy VI. Anybody who has not seen this before, if you guys are just popping in for the first time, we're watching a Final Fantasy VI. I speak for a living. I actually do. Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide speedrun race. So Worlds Collide is Final Fantasy VI, the game itself. Except the story is gutted. You have access to both the World of Balance and World of Ruin, and the game is essentially one big treasure hunt. You get to go back and revisit all the places that you went to, looking for the characters that you want. When you get enough characters and enough espers, which you can find at the end of every check that you go to, you can eventually enter Kefka's Tower and go fight the Clown Prince himself. A lot of fun to play, especially if you like the game. You don't want to do a whole 30, 60-hour run, however long it originally took you to do it. And you want to kind of just get the medley version, kind of like Link to the Past randomizer. You know, it's meant to go a lot faster. Everybody here is going to be beating this. I thought sub 1 hour was going to be a thing, and it certainly, I think, could have been a possibility. But everybody's really trying to power up as much as possible, and I think a few people are going for I think everybody's going for the statue skip, honestly. Just to be able to make sure that they don't have to do Kefka's Tower twice. So, yeah, this is a fun game to get into, fun game to play. There's Seed of the Week, which is just everybody having fun and racing, and that's what I do. But if you're really into it, there's weekly races and stuff that are going on. So, you know, if you guys are enjoying this, you guys can get involved. If you want to sit back, watch, have some stuff to listen to in the background while you're eating tacos with Cholula hot sauce. Not a sponsor, we just love it. If you want, just some stuff to watch and check out, give these guys and give this channel a follow, and hop on the Discord if you so desire. Everyone's pretty cool there. Force Shield at the shadow checks, which Lunar's the only one doing these shadow checks, by the way, because Lunar's the only one with shadow, which is at the Burning House. We've got Jexy just got all his corals, or as I call them, Carls, because that's how Rick says it in The Walking Dead. I got all them corals. So, you know. Ooh, that Ice 2 is doing some serious damage. Moist. So we got Ebot's Rock. We're going to get our first glimpse into what this is going to ultimately reveal. Got Lunar heading into T-Zen. It's probably pronounced Zen, but I call it T-Zen or something. Oh, we've got an Atma weapon. Oh, that's so good. Big fan of the Atma weapons. There's a flag in this set that makes the Atma weapon useful at level 32 as opposed to 64. Atma weapon. The more health you have, the more weapon power you have, or the stats of strength that you have, the more damage it's going to do, and you could potentially get up to 9999. It doesn't do like a fixed amount of like weapon plus. It can do serious damage. Get a decent level, and also get the Offering and Genji Glove. You could potentially do 9999 times 8 and not have to do it the cheap way that we all did playing this game when we first got it, which was getting quick Gem Box, Ultima, Mimic for 8 Ultimas in a row. which would attack more things. But you just want to get, since we want to do this game quick, you got options for a weapon that can potentially do massive damage. Jexy probably is looking at Floating Continent and seeing if it's something worthwhile. That dragon could be something useful, but without a ton of high-level spells, I could see Jexy wanting to bail on the Fanatic's Tower. Fanatic's Tower is awesome because you have a dragon in there. At the very end, you have a check that's going to have a really good item, and then you could get the potential character or Esper at the bottom. It's a little bit of time, but it's a fairly decent check if you're equipped for it. We got Lock Coal, it looks like, over in the Lunar Chimera's screen in the Cave of the Veld. Pretty good run of things so far for Lunar Chimera. Finding some interesting characters and some good checks here. So, you know, Lunar is in a good spot, but Jexy's got them 6 Espers. One more. Jexy's going to be able to head into the Kefka Tower, be able to rock and roll on KT. So Jexy seems to be the most positioned right now to get that final Esper, or just if they're leveling up right now. Locke's got some decent stuff. He's got some sword tech, but I think Lunar's gonna properly bounce. Oh, there's a chest there. That's where that is. I always forgot about that. So Jexy's gonna go get Shadow. Strago's doing some magic damage now at this point with that Ice 2. Still got some Quake strats over on Hefe's side. So Hefe's going to follow suit, and looks like everybody's going to have Shadow by the end. It's just Lunar is just a little bit ahead. So if Lunar can grab these 2 final Espers and Dragons while everyone's still here in Burning House, this could be a very good spot for Lunar, but we'll see. We'll just kind of see what happens. So, no good. Nothing good here. Scimitar. Grabbing like a medium level weapon. Scimitar's alright. I believe Scimitar does have an insta-kill ability on it, so it is okay. Seems like Lunar's kind of making some decisions here. Where to go next, kind of figuring things out. Collapsing house, potentially. Don't think you've ever seen pincer, 2 balloons on the left, or on the right. I don't think I've, I don't come to think of it, I haven't seen that. It does in the Assassin, So, a Nubian Sea Dude, are there differences in between all the different insta-kill items? Because I know Winged Edge has the X and all that stuff, but I know there's the, there is the Undead, who have the ability to avoid the insta-kills by coming back to life. So, certain spells I know, or certain weapons I know won't work on like Undead. But X-Zone, it's a very different story. Alright, well, Shadow is found. Is it Shadow found? Yep, Shadow is found. Over on Jexy's side, Hefe's gonna go get this Tritok battle. And Lunar is got the offering. That's huge. That is huge. Mix that with an Atma weapon and a level 32 character with a lot of strength, and we can potentially see KT being done in a reasonable way and time frame. So Scimitar will insta-kill without doing res. Okay. So that is on my side, something I'm learning today. Alright, so let's see what Jexy does now with Shadow. Can't imagine floating continent being a check. There's no way. So it looks like Lunar is going to start making the way to do this Narsh check. And this could really pay off. Oh, that's right. You got locked coal, so now you can go check the weapon shop and see what's in here. If that's the case, we got 1 dragon and 2 espers on this check. That'd be enough to go into KT. Oh, but it's a Minerva. A good and bad thing. You know, at this point in the game, I think Minerva is pretty OP, but it's not necessarily going to do anything you need. And I believe with Locke there, too, they can go back and get the second Minerva along the way as well. So, Curse Shield at 6. Probably not going to be cracked. I can't imagine. That would be... Oh, okay. So Lunar is bailing despite need... Oh, no. Lunar is... Lunar, what are you doing? It's going to go fill up a little bit, maybe. Save. Check stuff here. What are you doing, Lunar? Nobody rushed into here. Okay. At the beginning. So it seems like Lunar's might do a couple checks. Nope. I'm wrong. I can predict nothing. So Jexy's over in Nakia, I guess doing a little, like, shopping tour. Trying to find some stuff to help with these fights. I think it looks like everybody wanted to do this KT skip. Whether this was a good move or not, maybe. But I guess everybody needed the levels up anyway, so... sub 1 I think could have been possible if they had the spells for it. But it doesn't look like everybody did, and it's really kind of playing the offense game with weapons here. So, you know, I think Jexy's probably going to go find an easy check for this last Esper, and then probably will be into KT first. Unless Hefe somehow gets in there. So, we'll see. Everybody in the chat, if you guys are around, who is your favorite character? I want to know. I want some deets. Haha, Jexy is going to be in the air. Right now, for a little bit, we got this Piranha fight. Piranha's on a timer. After a certain amount of time, you get to fight the final Piranha Rizapass, I believe it's called. Rizapan. It sounds like something you give your dog when it has worms. And then you can finally do this fight. So it's a timed fight. You can't really jet through it. It's slow. It takes a couple minutes. Typically not preferred. So Nubian is going with Mog. Why Mog? Mog is a good character for jumping. You know. Sneezing as well. You've got... thank you. Mog is also adorable, does the dances. Mog is good for jumping, but also for the Moogle charm, but typically you don't see in the regular game Mog being pulled out, but also just a fun character. Dragon is down. Got, let's see. What's gonna happen next? Okay. Rizapass is getting the treatment in the air. Got Hefe doing a little shopping right now. I think everybody's not feeling strong enough about going to KT, but everybody's loaded with money. Nobody's really been spending it, looks like, so I've just been collecting it. I saw a cat hood on somebody earlier, so I'm assuming that was an early grab. Fenrir. Wow. Fenrir. Man. So Jexy is ready to go. Fenrir will give you those multiple images that allow you to avoid calmness on the third Kefka tower fight. It's essential when you want to get to Kefka and not die. Got a question here. Spears do extra damage with jump. Yeah. The higher speed... yeah, so you typically want something like the Aura Lance is the best. Pearl Lance I like because it has a chance to proc, or aka randomly shoot Pearl. after an attack. They end up doing more damage that way. So it's good. So it looks like Jexy is gonna do an awesome strat that I love to see, which is trying to load everybody into one party and then try to just take them out one at a time. We'll see how this goes. I think this is a very good way to do the statue skip. Some people are like, it takes forever to like warp out and warp back in. But I sometimes think it's faster when you have a party that can just destroy and you're not worried about them like dying off or anything. Okay, Jexy's pulling out for a second. Jexy might be looking for another character. Or something else, potentially. So, Jexy might want them 4 characters together. So, yeah, that seems to be the case. So, that being said, Jexy isn't feeling confident enough to do the statue fights. He's gonna go do the floating continent? This is a huge time sink. I'm curious what Jexy was thinking with this move. I mean, it's possible you could do the floating continent and then warp out, get the 2 checks, and then just warp out afterwards and just hop back on the airship. Not that that'll save a ton. I mean, it saves some time, but this whole venture up there takes a little while to get to. I feel like there's faster checks, like, you know, Cave on the Belt or Gao's Manor, but, you know, whichever. So we got, Hefe is still doing item checks right now. Hoping to find something really good. We got a Mega Elixir in there. Gonna grab that for when Kefka drops a little fallen one. If they're around for a good chat afterwards, I would love to know what the choice on going to Floating Continent was. I have a feeling they might warp out. Warping in and out with full party in each path gives your main for a lot more EXP. That's what I'm thinking is going on. Now we know from our side that Cave in the Veldt is where Locke is. So maybe Jexy's kind of just going for what would be potentially the best setup for it. You know, my thought in this is if Jexy's feeling a little uncomfortable with like the amount of damage everyone's doing, would be to hop over to do a dragon check where you've got it doesn't look like Jexy has Cyan, but you've got, actually wouldn't have Phoenix Cave either. That would be Opera House, which is already checked, and then Fanatic's Tower, which has not been checked. I figured that one of those might be on there, but I guess this makes sense too. We'll see who ends up making their way into KT second. So not too slow with the skip. Yeah, or even going into Kefka's Tower, fighting a dragon, and then warping out could be potentially faster for getting levels. But again, if this is a levels slash getting another character thing, this could be good. We know Cyan's right at the top, so it's just 5 battles to get to Cyan, which could be good. Cyan did make Lunar's main party, so we could see a swap here. It's like Hefe's got that economizer on. So we haven't seen any level 3 spells in this thing being used yet. So, you know, doing a little Guardian fight here for Lunar. Not going to see them Quake strats. Oh, Cyan does have Fire 3 on Lunar's side, so that must be picked up on another Esper. Spears do 2 times damage with jump. Everything else is 1.5. I'm a big fan of jump strats. They take forever on certain things, but if you get that Dragon Horde, Dragoon Boots, and a character who's got a lot of attack, you can not only avoid a lot of stuff, but you can keep people in the air, like, and doing potentially 4 times damage, offering damage, all that stuff, which is a good defensive and offensive strat. There were times I would go into the final Kefka battle and just have everybody jump, and everybody would be staying in the air. It takes a while, but, you know. Ragnarok Esper has Fire 3 from Floating Continent. Okay. So maybe floating continent wasn't too bad to check. Lunar just got there way ahead of everyone else. That Fire 3, though, is epic. To me, is probably enough to jump into KT and start doing serious damage. Now, these guys are doing a heck of a run. I would be about 10 times slower than everybody else. I'm commenting like, you know, I'm watching everybody else, you know, and they're being like, what are you doing there? But to me, I would be taking at least a half hour longer just to even come close to getting to this spot. So kudos to all these runners. Everybody's really good at this. We've got Hefe still dropping them Quake strats. Kudos to you. I support your Quake strats. I support what you're doing with it. And if Quake were up for election, I would vote for Quake. Gonna get that green cherry. Boom. So what's going on? We got Lunar is going after KT. Lunar is in saving outside of KT, which is good strat. Looks like got that last Esper ready to go. Got 7 characters, so we'll probably see maybe a main 4 party. No? Maybe? No, this looks like split strats. So, Lunar is going to try and take on everybody one at a time. We'll see how this goes. We got Realm and Strago in the center. Can't round it out with the family with Shadow, but so it goes. Quake Merton, 2020. I think Merton probably would be the best choice for president, and Quake for runner-up. Maybe Secretary of State would be Meteor. Probably. That elemental damage. Non-elemental damage. Bahamut for defense. Or Secretary of Defense or Treasury, maybe. Cat Hood for Treasury for sure. So we're seeing the floating continent. This is going to really come down to KT, I think, at this point. Who's going to get through the battle faster? It's like Lunar's getting ready for their first fight. Little tunnel armor battle. Look at Shadow, 4,400 with that lance. Ooh, that is moist. All right, everybody else, what are you guys' favorite Espers in this? I liked Ragnarok when I was playing because I loved item collecting. I feel like for me, can't go wrong with Fenrir, and is definitely up there for me. Fenrir. Kieran, I like using the most because I like regen. Looks like Jexy did exactly what I thought, which was beat a couple battles and then get out of there really fast and go hop into KT. Now you got a little bit more, so... didn't get that Ragnarok Esper, though, so he's going to miss out on that Fire 3. But... going to finally make their way into Kefka's tower. Hefe is really close. Probably just wants that last Esper. We'll see what happens. Gonna get the one Minerva. Which I believe he can get both at this point. Jexy is gonna go do single party strats. Bismarck, you'll love a whale setting. The artwork on all the Espers is amazing. I really love it. We don't ever really use them too much in this stuff, but they're really good. So nobody wanted to crack the Paladin shield this one, even though it's at 6. Lunar had the best chance early on, but decided not to try and find a peace ring or didn't have a peace ring. That's usually one of the things I tend to go for. Early on is if I see a peace ring, I'll get it, because it allows me to crack the Paladin shield and not have to pay for a ribbon. Zelfer with a party of 2 rating. Zelfer, thanks for rating, and welcome everybody who's popping in from Zelfer's stream. Hope you guys are doing well. We got Lunar is in the bottom corner. In KT, they're on the final fight, or the final fights before statue skip. And Jexy is taking a separate approach, getting the most powerful characters in their party together to take them all one at a time. And then, Lunar is trying to split everybody up evenly, which is working against Lunar's Lunar right now. Probably soloing would have been stronger, as Lunar just takes the death here. So, let's see what Lunar ends up doing. So, Hefe is on the Phantom Train. This is a run here. Wow. Phantom Train is not often seen. Phantom Train, as you can tell, is kind of a long check. So, but I presume is going for that last Esper. And we know that there are better places to check for that last Esper. However, this might just be the one that Hefe wants to take at this point. Probably went in just to see what was up and decided to finish it out because it's probably faster than trying to find that last Esper. So Hefe is going to take a little bit of a little time hit here. And then make their way. Yeah, nothing better than hearing the commentator. Get that music. Da-dum, da-dum. Music in this is amazing. Should I bust out my piano and play a little bit? I'm good. Checking the validation chest, only getting a smoke bomb. Yeah, over in my channel, I'll do Final Fantasy music as one of my channel rewards. For funsies. Play that on piano. Get a katana soul right there. Get that offering. Now, I've only seen one person pick up the Atma weapon. I could be wrong. I did come in a little bit late in commentating this, but we haven't seen any Atma offering strats yet. So Sketch apparently works on the katana soul, but now we're seeing my favorite strat of the day. Wait. Fun Bobbies. Look at that. Twin Fun Bobbies. Now, it looks like Lunar is still going for the split strat, whereas Jexy is going for the full attack strat. 25% chance for instant kill. Wouldn't work anyway. What wouldn't work? Me? Because I don't have a job? I love putting strats. Yeah, we're not seeing any insta-kills. Or not insta-kills, Atma weapon kill strats. So, I'm curious if everyone just already kind of knows the damage tables and knows that they're probably only going to do like 2,000, maybe 1,500 per hit. If Sketch hits, it's 25 chance. Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, it's possible the Atma weapon could be doing some low-level damage, and it's not worth it. But we're seeing that even with Bio and Fire 3 in the spell chest, or in the spell group right there, with Locke and Cyan, it's still a slower fight for Lunar. So, split strat not quite working out as hoped, but still going to be able to take this Fun Bobby fight really easy. Fire 3 tends to do more damage than Bio, but I don't think Bio stacks. But it doesn't matter what I'm saying anyway, because down goes Fun Bobby. Fight 1 for Lunar. trains at the very end of the Phantom Train. I don't know who else did the Phantom Train. I'm assuming somebody else did. I'm assuming Sir not appearing in this game rocked the that thing. So what's gonna happen? Double memento ring? That doesn't do anything. Blizzard orb, which I'm assuming has some form of defense on it, because I only really put that on Umaro to do some stuff. Well, I think they'll be fine. I think everybody will be fine. We got life 3s on Lunar's side. We got Fenrir on Jexy's side. Looks like, oh, FA has picked up that Atma weapon now. Doing some final checks. I don't know why Collapsing House is up here. What the choice is behind this. But there is Genji Glove offering, but just no big level weapons to really be using at this seed. Which is unfortunate. Because, you know, best strats in the game. Does find an Ice Shield, though. And a Magus Rod, so if those Fire 3 strats or any other high-level magic strats are going to come out, there's the place to use them. Or there's the gear to use them. Earrings, Magus Rod, all that good stuff. FA's in skip-go mode. Battle 2 down for Jexy. Atma weapon. Doing all that damage. Umaro takes down Atma. Lunar is getting good stuff happening. That's 2 battles down. Yeah, actually, it's possible Jexy's on the 3rd fight. Jexy is on the 3rd fight. Or was done with the 3rd fight. So, Jexy's going to be the first one to enter Kefka's tower, first one to reach Kefka. Lunar not far behind despite hitting KT. Really diving in first before Jexy. But the split strat was not working in Lunar's favor compared to going after the one. After going, using everybody in one party to eliminate the bosses one at a time. Alright, so it looks like we've got a Dragoon, maybe, for the Kefka sprite? I don't know what it is. We can get this final fight off in, on Lunar's side. We got Cyan, Sabin, Strago, Realm, Umaro, and Shadow left by the wayside. Someone does not like dogs. Probably does, I don't know. I'm just saying things. Looks like this is KT time for Hefe. Oh, no. It is. I just saw that ship go up really fast. Got that timing really down. Looks like going for split strats on Hefe's side as well. Hefe's going to probably run into some trouble with that Atma. But we'll see how Hefe does. Again, Hefe has the offering and the Atma weapon. But may not have the levels. We'll see. First fight's going all right. Let me explain the Kefka's final fight, final form. 4-tier battle for you guys. All right, so we got some shell being cast, or some safe being cast on everybody. Interesting. So there's 4 tiers to the Kefka fight. There's 3 enemies on the bottom part. We've got the head, the hand closest to us, and the hand furthest away from us. The head, you generally want to beat them in the order of the head, the hand closest to us, and then the hand furthest away from us. The head is capable of casting Quake by the very end. So you typically want to get rid of the head first, and it's weak to fire, so it goes down pretty easy. The hand closest to us is susceptible to insta-death, so it tends to go by pretty fast. And then the third one can really wreck you, so you usually want to get rid of it pretty fast. And then we'll head on to tier 2. Safe is super useful for this as well, depending on where you are in your rows, especially. Because this part of the fight is a lot of physical damage, and that's what you want it to do. If your character dies, they're replaced by the next one in the list that you put forth at the beginning of this whole matchup. So we're going to want to see everybody come to life. Now, your buffs will last throughout the entire Kefka fight. So if you cast Life 3 on someone here, it's possible to go all the way to the end. However, some of the enemies will cast things like this spell. If you die, obviously you have to buff yourself again. So they don't always last. So we'll probably see Life 3s come out, or Fenrir. Actually, Jexi has Fenrir, so we'll see Fenrir come out on the third one as opposed to here. We're off to the second tier now, which is 4 characters. So we got the guy all the way on the left, the center, all the way on the right, and then the tiger head. So the one in the center is susceptible to insta-death and does a lot of like stuff. The tiger head does a lot of stuff, but his tiger head's pretty dangerous. The one in the back needs mute, otherwise it casts things like haste 2 on everybody and can really cause some trouble. And the front one is blue muscles, is a lot of physical damage. So we're gonna see True Edge being pulled out to insta-kill those characters. Lunar is finally making their way into the final fight. We got that one character gone. Jexi's dropping Hope Song in order to mute the back one. So all 4 Espers will probably be used, and I'm assuming Fenrir is the last one. So Jexi does not want to lose a character. The most likely cause of death in this will be 10 hits. So that's blue muscles. Probably you want to kill like third. Because if anyone dies there, you want to revive them before you kill the back character. Everybody, Blue Muscles has 10 hits as their last dying move, and Dispel in the back as the last dying move. So the order that you kill them is kind of important. Usually the Tiger Head first, because the Tiger Head will do most damage. Find a way to insta-kill the middle dude. Mute the guy all the way on the left, and then leave the final 2 arm wrestling challenge looking dudes up there for the end, just to take out at the end. So should be safe from 10 hits with safe. Should be, one would hope, but we'll see. Got a bunch of things like Grand Train being pulled out. Now it's possible when you use like super powerful strats that you attack a lot of things, it's possible to kill things in the wrong order and then kind of give yourself a little trouble moving forward, but you know, we'll see. 10 hits is being used right now, causing lightweight damage. Got some good evades from everybody. Everybody's pushed to the back row on Lunar's side, so that might be an okay thing. Got a dance pulled out on the shadow side as well. So looks like Jexi's gonna make their way up to the third tier very, very soon. We'll see probably two Dispels come out, and then Fenrir be one of the first things, one of the early things used on this fight. So, Atma, oh, we still got the Quake strats, yes, but they are not working, no, because Atma will absorb earth damage. Lunar has been using dance for a good chunk of this game. Hefe's been on Quake strats, and Jexi's been doing Jexi. We're off to the third tier where we have 2 characters here. We've got the lady up top, and then the guy who looks like he's just trying to get some R&R, but also just woke up on the beach while covered with a blanket. He's just chilling there, and so Blanket Dude is pretty powerful. You usually want to kill the lady first. She does a lot of healing. That whirlwind that she did right there, 9999 damage until she hits a certain percentage, and then it just drops off lower and lower. But she can heal everybody. The guy who's just chilling in the blanket, he's usually not anything terribly someone to worry about too much. Can drop that whirlwind, which can take away 90% of everyone's damage that it hits. But generally, he's not going to be too much trouble at high health. At low health, starts pulling out attacks like Meteo, and things that can really do some damage. That are really hard to prepare for. I can drop that train that can give everybody blind. So you usually want to get rid of the lady and then kill the dude really fast. So we're offering at my weapon strats are usually pretty good, or something like that. Fenrir is being pulled out right now, hopefully to dodge all the stuff now that. We got Blanket Dude chilling, about to bust out the big things. I guess the concern would be that it's possible to wear off the Vanish at some point if you get hit a lot, but I don't think I've ever really seen that on Tier 3. I see that with Mirage Vests for sure. So you can see that Meteo's doing some decent damage in Sedan. Tier 2, Lunar's in there. Right now, this is looking like Jexy's game to lose, but we'll see what happens. Dropping Pearl, or dropping some Realm there might not be a good thing. Hefe could catch up if this goes wonky. I think Jexy will be fine. Jexy has enough health. 2 Mega Elixirs. A lot of damage is already done to Blanket Guy. Let's call him Blanket. Calmness is already being pulled out. Oh no. Oh yeah. Didn't do any damage. Didn't hit anyone, so Jexy's probably fine for this final fight. Kefka is definitely among the easier, but it's still possible to wipe to him. First thing he's going to do is cast Fallen One, generally, unless you drop his health really low really fast, which I've done before. I believe it is possible to one-shot him with Atma Weapon, Genji Glove Offering, doing 9999 times 8. But alas, the inventory for that and the equipment for that is not here. So we're going to see a longer fight, and Fallen One is going to probably be the first thing that's dropped. You might be able to get an attack or two in, but that's going to get dropped, and that Mega Elixir is going to be used. It's possible to get multiple Fallen Ones, but it takes a while for that thing to be seen again. You'd have to really be doing no damage whatsoever. Which actually being able to do 8,000 damage with Flare on one of the characters, this fight's going to go by in no time. So just kind of waiting for that Mega Elixir to be used at this point. 8 times Valiant Knife can one-shot Kefka. So you can one-shot Kefka if you can do the 8 attacks with that. So I really think Jexy's got this in the bag. Should be pretty easy. And Lunar, as long as Lunar doesn't wipe on any of these 2 fights, is likely to be next. Although Tier 2 is proving a little bit troublesome for Lunar, so we'll see. We'll see. We also have that Fenrir that, or Jexy had that Fenrir that no one else had. So, which was on the Doomgaze check. So, you know. I think Kefka's probably done in 1 or 2 hits, probably. Maybe 3, depending on how much this Grand Train's gonna hit for. What do we got? Yep. And that is a GG for Jexy. Looks like that's 1:30:28 is roughly the time. So let's give a GG over to Jexosaurus Rex. Jex rocks. The winner of today's race, unless something else happened. Get your GGs in chat. Drop them like they're hot. If you need one, go over to my Twitch stream. Follow me and then grab a bunch of my GG emotes. Give it up for Jexy. I don't know. Franklin just sent me a message. We'll see if we get Jexy in for a thing here. Jexy is going to come in for an interview. That's awesome. I don't think I've ever talked to Jexrox before. So, Jexrox, whenever you're ready, let me know when you're here, and then we'll grab a little bit of a chatterino.
I am here. GG's.
GG to you, dude. So, all right, got a couple questions.
All right.
Fenrir, how good was it to see that when you saw?
Oh, that was amazing. It's just like, I'm on my way to KT, and boom, gaze.
So
Great.
I believe
Piranhas.
you're the only one who picked up Fenrir, by the way. Everybody else has been using different strats.
Life 3, I would assume.
Yeah, that's what Lunar is currently on tier 2 right now. Having some trouble, but Life 3 strats are probably going to be pulled out for tier 3. You were the only one who hit Fenrir at that time. The other question I had was, okay, so I came into this comm thing. The race had started, 20 minutes gone, and I lurked for a second and was like, oh, nobody's calming this. So I just decided to jump in and say hi. So I don't really know what I didn't had to know what all the flags were. I looked them up. Apparently it was you needed 3 characters and 0 espers and 2 dragons. So what was the thought behind this? Were you going immediately for statue skip? Were you doing a lot of checks to level up and then go in? Or
Yep.
Okay.
That's
Cool.
exactly it. And I I jumped into KT, and then I jumped out because I'm like, I need to have 6 characters if I want to do this right. So I need to go searching and grind.
Yeah. And that was an interesting thing because when I saw that, I saw you had the 3 characters, the 1 character, and the 1. And you're like, I want to do this with 4 on all of them. So you went over to Floating Continent, and we were like, what? So you kind of lucked out because Floating Continent had Cyan.
Oh my god, finding Cyan was amazing.
Yeah.
He was a breadwinner.
So what did Cyan have that everybody else didn't have? I kind of didn't see the stats fast enough.
It wasn't so much the stats, it was his lures that made me put him into the party.
Oh, because he had the Grand Train and...
Well, no, he had Whirlwind. All I had was a couple of X potions and a couple of Mega Elixirs for healing.
Oh, wow. So you would have been toast if going on there. So you had a little bit of defense. And that seems to be where Lunar's having some trouble right now. It's really like a close race. But that's probably what put you a little bit in some advantage. So it was a good move that you didn't really know was going to pay off, but really did pay off.
Yeah, aside from that, I mean, like, it was, what, hunt for X potions and elixirs, which would have been expensive and would have been a huge time waste. Finding Cyan was a bit of a game changer. I wish I did Burning House sooner.
Yeah.
'Cause that would have changed everything in this seed.
Lunar got very far ahead of you. You guys did statue skip and fought at the same time. But Lunar was way ahead of you because Lunar got Shadow very early. So Lunar was able to really kind of forge ahead. But the difference between you two is that you had Fenrir, you had Burn Through tier 2, and your strat to take on the bosses at the statues using solo strats as opposed to splitting everybody up was what got you through that so much faster. So it's a good strat that you employed there. By the way, in Floating Continent, the thing that you missed was Ragnarok, which had Fire 3. So I saw everybody had crazy high magic attack, but no real showstopper spells.
Oh, that was Floating Continent Part 3?
Yeah, I believe so. So
yeah, I just wanted to do the part 2, get out and get going.
I figured that's what you were gonna go for, because we were like, why the floating continent of all the checks? And it was like, I guess it was kind of guaranteed to find you that character, but it was
not
most
quite,
likely.
because Kefka at Narsh was still available,
But nobody
along
wants
with
to be kept.
Velt Cave. They could have been those could have been characters as well.
Speaking of Velt Cave, guess which one of those was a character?
I would guess Kefka at Narsh.
Oh, you lose. No, it was Cave in the Veld had lock there, and in the lock checks there was a it was a make it a Minerva or a Minerva, so you could have potentially gotten 2 Minervas. Not that they were really useful for these characters, but and then the Curse Shield was 6, but nobody went after it. So some good defense, but probably not that really essential for everybody at this point in the game.
Yeah, for the amount of damage that was coming in from Final Kefka, from the physical attacks, I'm just like, oh wow, I guess the stat buffs from this seed really made a huge difference for the damage intake.
Yeah.
Minus Medio.
Yeah.
That thing was just smacking me around and, took Realm down.
Oh yeah, we saw that when Realm had no longer head from rear, and you were about to try to keep Realm alive in order to get to that final thing, but also it's a little scary because Calmness could hit her, and then you're just like, now I just have 3 good characters and someone else.
Yeti would have been stepping in.
Yeah, and everybody kept Yeti pretty long in this. I mean, Yeti did have those attack stats, but
Well, eventually Sabin's attack stats got ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think I got him up to like 150 plus vigor.
Oh yeah, which was interesting. So I was curious. I guess everybody just didn't have high enough levels, but I saw that the Atma weapon got pulled on a couple things. I don't know if you got to it or not, but
I think I did pick up an Atma weapon. I just forgot about it.
Yeah, because I mean, like, Atma weapon at like level 32 with offering is probably only going to do like 2,000 damage each. It's not going to like do a ton. So I didn't know if you were like, but I also didn't know everyone's stats. So it could have been doing a ton or almost nothing.
Yeah, it was the same thing with the sniper offering strat that I was doing, but my vigor was so crazy high that it was worth doing, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Doing sniper offering, because most of the enemies for Final Kefka are flying, which is like double damage, or no, it lets the sniper proc or something crazy like that. I forget specifically what, but it does things. It boosts the damage of the sniper itself.
Yeah, I don't quite remember myself. According to Frajan in chat, Sniper proc does 3 times damage to floating.
Okay, yeah, thank you, Frajan. I couldn't remember what.
So that's quite a beast of an attack, but yeah. So far you're the winner today by at least 10, if not 15 minutes probably on everyone else. And is this it for you for the end of the year, or are you going to be partying along with doing some seeds while you're during these holidays?
Oh, I'll totally be doing seeds. I'll be doing a bunch of runs. Don't worry.
Nice. We got Seed of the Week coming up, or just got posted today, so I'll probably be running that.
Yeah, I'll be taking a look at that probably tomorrow morning or something crazy. I'll do that one.
Nice. Well, trying to think if there's anything else to cover in this. We saw a lot of Tritox this round. It's a good thing
2 Tritox, 2 Fun Babas.
Fun Bobby was making a lot of appearances, but everybody had that bio, thankfully, it looked like, so it wasn't too bad.
Well, I will let you get back to the race here. It looks like some interesting things have started happening.
Oh yeah, Jexy, thank you for your time, dude, and thank you for coming into chat, and GG's. Yeah, we'll let you go, and have a good one. Everybody follow Jexy, our winner here. Jex Rocks, twitch.tv/Jex Rocks.
GG's,
So,
thanks for tuning in.
So yeah, have a good one. All right, so we're down to our last two. We've got some Atmo weapon strats are pulled out. What? Yes. Yes. We got them Atmo weapon pulled out. We got Shadow Dancing with some Wild Bear. We'll see what happens. This has gotten close. I think the time that Lunar spent on tier 2 and just sort of these the difficulties here have been ooh. Oh, that could have been triple 3 characters down. Ooh. This is gonna be a race, guys, even though we've got it looks like a couple characters in the air. Yeah. Hefe is not far behind and is probably gonna make that tier 4 really soon. It's still a little bit behind, but with only 3 characters on Kefka, this is gonna be a fight. This is gonna be a challenge, and hopefully Lunar has the ability to keep this lead going in. We've got... Ooh, same thing. We had a double calmness on Lunar that was just blocked, and a double calmness that was blocked by Strago, but Shadow and Lock are gone on Hefe's side. Strago's got that defense. Man. Oh, when you're pulling out Choco Bop, you know this is a seed. I think Lunar's having some trouble trying to figure out what to do. Ooh, this looks like this could be rough. Got the sketch being pulled out? What? So it looks like Lunar's got like one character that they trust to do this. And so Hefe really has the lead at this point. This is gonna be a challenge for Lunar to do this with as few characters. Just got really hung up on that tier 2. Looks like Bio's doing nothing. Sabin probably just doesn't have enough power. Gonna rock some dances to see if to try and forge ahead and just do everything that Lunar can. Doing some okay damage. 3,000 isn't terrible. You know, 20 of those attacks and, you know, Kefka's down, but it's still enough to keep the pressure on, and with Sunbath, potentially just to keep everybody alive. So we'll see what happens, but it seems like Hefe now, with characters dropping them snipers, it seems to me that Hefe's got this going. No items to throw. With that quadruple Atma weapon, even with the goggles on, it ain't gonna do anything. The Yeti is dressed up like a Moogle. As one of my buddies in my chat constantly says, you know, things about eating Moogles. So why not? Yeti is just going to be wearing some Moogle skin just to make sure that the Yeti can find that food. Oh no, no, no! This fight, Jexy, I think, came out with the winning strats of leveling up. Ooh, and so this is what I was talking about before. Kefka tier 1 can drop a second fallen one. It is possible, but you have to do so little damage at the beginning for that to be a possibility. Now, I don't know what's going to happen. I think if Hefe stays in this, and no, this is very unlikely at this point. So I have a feeling that both, what is probably likeliest to happen is that these characters are going to die off here on the Kefka fight for Hefe. There we go. Hefe is going to have to do this fight all over again. Just got really unlucky on tier 3, but was burning through. So I still think Hefe has a chance. We're looking at Strago being the main damage dealer and just has to consistently do 3,000 damage about 18 more times, maybe 17. Oh no, that's not too bad. But they have to defend against Havoc Wing, which is the dangerous thing. If Strago goes down, it's just Shadow. So this could be, we got a forfeit from Hefe, unfortunately. Hefe does not realize yet that Hefe is still in the race, which is unfortunate. But I cannot, disagree with that move. I imagine it's super frustrating to get to Kefka and just have to stick there with a Yeti. This is why you never trust a Yeti. Yeah, Hefe doesn't realize that Hefe is now still in the race. Lunar will very likely, there's a very likely chance of a death on Lunar's side from things like train, So this is a hard fight, and all that doesn't matter race. Not matter. I get it. I think everybody wants to see this. We're all seeing it from our end, being a race that's like still there. Yeah, at this point, Hefe doesn't realize that Lunar is still Hefe is still in the race with Lunar, and it's very possible Hefe could have won. But from our perspective, we see it. They don't. They probably assume that they're gone. So, at this point, we'll see if Lunar ends up forfeiting, because with Shadow on dance mode right now, you don't know. You do contra races, so when it's like speed running. Not everyone has to finish the seeds. I know in the Link to the Past community for sure, randomizer community, we often like leave races at the end if somebody's because you finished the thing a million times and you think you've lost. There's almost no point. Shadow's gonna get melanoma with all those sun paths. Shadow, this is gonna be a very difficult thing. I don't think Shadow has a shot here. For the fact that there is hyperdrive, I think Lunar is kind of hoping at this point. Revenger is a rare one ever pulled out, so it's an interesting 1v1 when it's an auto fight. Probably just waiting it out. Hyperdrive, yep, that's it. Toast. We'll see if Lunar continues the fight. Hopefully Lunar does, but very likely we could potentially see a forfeit without Lunar knowing what's going on. It looks like with this at a standstill, we got 2 forfeits and Jexy the one winning. So wow, definitely a seed ending that you didn't predict. Jexy, who I thought was making a choice that could have been antithetical, me thinking, wow, why are you going to Floating Continent and getting all those levels? It turned out to be something that proved worthwhile, all those extra checks. So unfortunately for Hefe and Lunar, they both died in the same area, didn't realize it together, and both dropped a forfeit. This still could be a race, but if they're frustrated and over it, that's another thing too. That's okay when that happens and all that. So it doesn't look like anybody wants to come for an interview. I don't blame them. I'd be throwing my controller right now. So it looks like this is going to be end of the race. If anybody, I think Franklin, we're probably done here. So I want to thank everybody here for coming in and watching and spending your Saturday afternoon, evening with us, playing some, watching some Worlds Collide, watching a super fun race, watching it get all the way down to the end with Hefe and Lunar. Unfortunately, both of them wiping, but Hefe taking the win, or Jexy taking the win, Hefe, and all that. We had a fun little thing. I came in and calmed, and It's only my second time doing it. Had to do the whole thing on my own. So I appreciate you guys sticking with me, and I hope you guys had a good time listening to me. I'm Andrew Racho. You guys can follow me as well on Twitch, Instagram. I'm just going to plug everything I'm doing right now. I've been doing these Final Fantasy Seed of the Weeks. I write books. I do all the stuff. So if you guys are interested in anything I'm at Andrew Racho is all my socials. So I appreciate you guys all. Let's give it up for the runners. Please give them a follow. If you guys want to do anything in terms of running a Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide, say you just want to try it for yourself, head over to our Discord, where there are a ton of beginner guides and a whole community so eager to help you out. People will pop in your Twitch streams and see what you're up to. And even if you don't want to stream, you have a whole guide of how to play it and all this stuff. It's really a lot of fun. I enjoy it quite a bit. You can play it casually. You can race. You can do whatever you want. There's Seeds of the Week that you can play and be part of the community if you want to join that way. And yeah, it's a good time all around. So to everybody, on behalf of Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide, behalf of the Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide community, everybody in chat, thank you guys so much. Hope you guys all have a happy holidays. Stay safe, stay moist, and, enjoy the holidays. I hope you guys genuinely have a good one. Let's raid someone. What do you guys say? Let's raid somebody. I don't think I have any raiding power, so I don't know who we should raid. We could always raid Speed Gaming. We could raid another person in the Final Fantasy VI community. We should raid someone, though. I don't have the power to shut this stream down. So actually, can I raid? Let me see. Raid. I do not have permission to raid. All right, so looks like we won't be raiding, but I encourage you guys to head over. If you guys want to watch some more stuff, head over to Speed Gaming, where you can go watch some Link to the Past rando. Thank you guys so much. GG's. Take it easy.